Hey guys, my name is Luke Tippett, and today I'm here to talk to you about this Flowline Placid attachment for my Flycam Flowline. Specifically, I'm going to show you how to change out the springs and then install this. Let's get started with the springs. So when this is shipped to you, it's going to come installed with this spring with a red cap. Now this is a larger spring than I personally needed, and I am using a pretty decent sized rig. I've got this Blackmagic Pocket 4K rigged out with a decently large lens, a monitor, focus side handle with battery attachment. Typically, if I'm running outside B-roll, I'll be using a matte box as well, which is gonna add more weight. All that to say, this larger spring was a little too stiff for even this puppy when it was rigged out. They send you an additional spring, a spring with a blue cap, which I have installed on here right now. I think you can see the blue coming in right here. But I'm gonna show you how to pop these springs out and swap them out. So the first thing you want to do is we have an adjustment knob at the end right here. We need to access the black cap on the spring, which is on the opposite side of this blue cap. So we're going to loosen this arm, and it's basically going to open up access to the top. As you can see, this thing's gonna be sliding down. Okay, now that it's super loose, you can see that thing's just flopping over. Right under where this arm comes over, there are two bolt heads or screw heads right here. And it fits the Allen key, so you're just gonna take those and loosen them totally. So when you get these guys loosened at the top, they're gonna be coming through a silver piece of metal, like a little channel. And after they're completely loosened, just pop them out. So after you have the spring detached from the black base side, all you have to do is unscrew it from the main rod it's sitting on, which is attached to this tightening handle. So you can just take that puppy and twist it right off. And now it's loose. Once you get the spring loosened and out, on the black side over here, there are 3 more Allen heads that you have to loosen, and the center top one is going to be protruding out, and that is the slightly larger size Allen key. And then you're gonna have 2 more that are recessed into the black cap here, and those are that same size Allen key that we've been using up to this point. At that point, all we have to do is back all of those out, swap that black cap, put it right back onto our next spring, and retighten everything. So we're gonna take this spring with the blue cap on, and we're just going to make sure we're not cross-threading it, very gently tighten it down. All right, now we got it going. We're going to take those 2 long bolts that we loosened very first, and we're going to put them back in. We're gonna run these bolts back through that silver channel, do not forget that. Now, all we have left to do is to tighten her up. So now we have the correct spring in for my rig. So now let's get this thing rigged onto the Flycam Flowline. So aside from the actual Placid attachment itself, you should have a couple items that come when you receive it. One's gonna be this rubber band, and the other item is this little plastic collar that's in 2 pieces. So first thing we're gonna do is take the slack out of the backpack. We gotta pop this spring out. Then what we're gonna do is there's 2 Allen bolts on this actual block right here. Pop those 2 Allen bolts out. Now we're detached, and then we have rope. My rope is attached to a little plastic fitting here, so you might have to just pry your rope and get it all untangled and loosened, and then slide. Once you do that, slide the rope all the way off. What you're gonna wanna do is slide this box off. Now we have a big, long piece of rope here, plenty slack so we don't lose it down into the arm. And now we're going to detach this arm. There's 2 little thumb screws on the side. We're gonna loosen those. We're gonna take it out and we're gonna just flip it over. All right, so while we have this apart to flip over, we're gonna do a couple more things. First thing is we're going to loosen this tightening adjustment all the way, and we're gonna pop that off. And then there's gonna be a little pulley you can see inside the channel here that slides back and forth. Let's back that out, all right? Now we have just this little guiding ring that's stuck in the channel here, which the rope runs through. Let's take the rope completely out, all right? And now we're gonna take this guiding ring, we're gonna remove this. So we're gonna slide it back. There's a little hole cut out right here. It'll pop right into there and out. We're gonna run our rope back through and then just up through the channel like so. And then we can slide our little pulley right back in and make sure when you put it back in that the rope goes under the little pulley. Now we have rope out the top. We have our guiding ring removed, and we're going to take our tightening adjustment and screw it back in. So let's go ahead and take this arm and retighten the thumb screws. Now this next part, we're going to need to detach this metal collar that slides over this right here. And the reason we have to do that is so we can fit these little plastic compression fittings in there. So let's go ahead and back those out. All right. We're going to take one side of the compression fitting and slide it in on the side that is attached to the actual Placid itself. And then we're going to take the other compression fitting here and slide it in to the loose side of the collar. So now we are going to take the rope that we have out and we're going to feed it through the bottom part of this collar. So where we just put the plastic piece on the side that's attached to the Placid itself, we're gonna run the rope up through the middle. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull a lot of slack through to make it easy to work with. And now we're going to set the Placid itself onto the arm. I'm going to take one of these bolts and go ahead and thread it through. I'm going to hand tighten the other one. Then I'm going to take the Allen key to it so I can get it a little snug. I still want to be able to slide it up and down. There we go. That's perfect. So now we got to get this rope ran in the proper place. If you look where this rope is ran up from, there's going to be a small silver pulley. And that silver pulley is right under those two longer bolts that you're looking at. So we're gonna need to run that rope right over that pulley, like so, and then just pull it through. And the next thing we're gonna do is run this rope down and around the large red pulley at the end. You can move this, you can adjust this all the way to the front and have the rope come out in front. I would suggest probably setting it back a little bit here to where the rope comes down. Like, you don't want it to hit the front of the arm here, but you don't want it to be super far out in front because then you're going to be reaching out for your camera. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten up a little bit more now the collar from the bottom, and this is just going to make sure that the Placid stays nice and secure on the arm. So there's two red knobs here at the very end that look kind of like pulleys, but that's where this little bungee cord rubber band situation is going to attach to. So you're going to run one side around the red bungee there, and then we're going to adjust this to where it puts some tension on it. We're going to take that rubber band and we're going to go around that tightening adjustment and then to the other side. You can see the little rubber band now is around this red stud, and then it goes around the tightening knob right here at the top, and then it goes to the other red stud on the other side. So now all you have to do is reattach the rope to the camera holding mechanism, and then you are good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you get out there and enjoy shooting with your new gear.